Hi everyone, I'm Nasir. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. My dog Wapo, who wants to be my presentation partner today. I'm going to be talking to y'all about an archival project I'm working on in the Midwest called qKC, which is an archive of Black LGBT Kansas City history from the 20th century onwards. So about the archive, I founded this archive in 2024, but the project began in 2021 when I first moved to Kansas City from the coast. When I moved here, I of course had my own preconceptions of what moving to Missouri in the Midwest might look like, and so I wanted to find Black queer community as quickly as possible when I landed here. Like that was my goal. Much easier said than done. I could now find my peoples. And it became this larger question of like, what is the existence or prevalence of Black queer people in Kansas City at all? Which I knew there was, but I needed to, test my hypothesis. And a lot of the local institutions and collecting institutions here did not have really anything on Black queer people at all. There was only one gay and lesbian archive here that had like a small cart of materials out of their like 600,000 items in their repository. And so through kind of like this long journey that I can't really get into right now, but if you are curious later, let me know. I ended up finding the underground ballroom community here and started this community archive, really documenting their stories, but doing so in a way that was co-owned and changing some of the uh, innovating some of the outdated archival sciences that libraries practice today, specifically how most operate on a donation basis. This archive operates through a licensing model, and all elders are compensated for donating to the archive. So these are just some pictures that are in the archive right now. Right now, there are 82 web-ready files and 200 items in the archives in total. And really, all these materials tell the story of Soki's, which was a Black gay bar in downtown Kansas City that doubled as an Italian sandwich shop during the day. It was owned by the Italian mob. And somehow, like, they developed a relationship where Black queer people were able to turn it into a bar at night. This was in downtown Kansas City from 93 to '04. These are just some pictures of the work in practice and really what I'm trying to do with the archive, really make it an active, radical process that can like build power, repair our historical record, and rally people together. That was the initial reason why I founded the archive, was to find my community. So all that to say, the reason I'm taking part in DWeb for Creators is because I am one of the inaugural projects in Gray Area TechSoup and Filecoin Foundation's Cultural Memory Lab. And I'm really interested in moving all of the archival material off of Google Drive, which is like the as part of the archival 3-2-1 method, the storage location where we're pulling from the most, moving all of those materials into the interplanetary file system, IPFS. Um, and through this course, what I was super, super interested in was the server. I think that has been like a really big game changer for us because we're trying to move all of our materials off of these like large institutional like storage drives and such. So this is a picture of the server in my house. Next to like my Wi-Fi router on top of all my outlets and stuff. And as you can see, this is like me logging on to the server. And right now, all of the materials are in the server right now. But through the Cultural Memory Lab, we're like, continuing to rip off the course. And they're teaching us the interplanetary file system right now and Storacha so that we can use Storacha to move all of the archive on there. And that'll be like the primary way we're going to like build our static site and public facing like digital repository for the archive going forward with the materials on IPFS. But on top of all this and kind of divorcing itself from the archival materials themselves, I live in, of course, Missouri, Midwest, and I'm really interested in teaching organizers what I've been able to learn through the course, uh, like incorporating that into their practice here. A lot of the grassroots organizations I've joined, of course, use a lot of Google Docs, Google Sheets, store all their materials using drives from large institutions. So I want to be able to show them some of these tools, so that, AI is not being used to train off of some of the actions that they're planning on the back end. Over the course of the summer, I'm leading a series of workshops where I'll be teaching local artists and cultural organizers and such. Not only my archival science, but some of the teachings from this course going forward. Uh, so that we're doing something radical in the Midwest. I think there's a lot of narrative in the Midwest that like we're regressive and holding people back. And I think that narrative is really fucked up. And I want to show people that we can do cool things here in the middle of the country as well. But yeah, that's my project and some contact information. Thank you all so much.